Hi, my friends. Looks like I may be live making Italian wine biscuits. I didn't think I would do this live, but I'm like, yeah, I'm going to because it's the day before Passover and I've wanted to make them. I've had everything around, which are basic staples anyway. I'm going to give them to my friends that don't partake in dealing with Passover. I first made these, of course, using a heritage traditional recipe, which calls for 4 to 5 cups of flour. I'm doing half of a traditional recipe. What I have here today that I'm going to share with you is half of that. So here I have 2 cups of flour. Here I have half a cup of red wine, half a cup of vegetable oil. And for the sugar, I did 1/4 cup of sugar into the dry ingredients, the flour. And I did put 1/4 cup of the sugar into the oil and red wine. The recipe, a number of them call for baking powder, a tablespoon. I am sure this is a very forgiving recipe. I'm going to do a teaspoon, which is actually 1/3 of a tablespoon. And then, as I said in here, I also have 1/4 cup of the sugar. When I first made these Italian wine biscuits, which I did at work, the red wine where I work is so expensive. I was like, forget it. I'm just using the white wine. And that, I definitely put fennel seeds in. With the red wine, I'm just going to go with, the traditional doesn't call for it, but if you're using white wine, you might want to do it. Make a well and get the liquid in here. I'm going to just, whisk this up again a little bit. Oops. And you can see I put down this cloth on my table because I am going to gently knead this once we get this, what they call this raggy dough in here. And, I love these, what they call the flour sack towels. I'll just go around and pull the flour in. Also, one recipe that I looked at said, oh, you should definitely have rubber gloves because your hands could get stained from the red wine. Who thinks I followed that instruction? The oven is preheated to 375. I have a cookie sheet with some parchment paper on it. And these will bake off for 40 minutes. And at 20 minutes, I will turn them around in the oven. So this has really come together quite nicely. I'm going to get my hands in here. You know what? You don't even really need to take it out and knead it on the table. You can just do it right here in the bowl. No, I'm going to take it out of the bowl just so you can see it a little bit better. And then what you do is you pinch off little balls and make coils. I'll show you. You'll see. Make cookies. Avoid food packaging waste. This is so easy. Italians, they're genius with their food. That's all I can say. Here, look, this is the cookie sheet. I hope you can see that. But you can do all the, different shapes. It's so funny because what got me into this is I was home in Rhode Island and my mom had wine biscuits, but they looked like hot dogs. They were pink and just looked like hot dogs. And I was like, what is that? I could see the package said, oh, they're wine biscuits. And I was like, oh my God, they look so unappealing, looking like Willies, whatever. So I started looking at recipes. I'm just going to make them round. A lot of people make like bow ties or figure eights and twist them. I'm going to put a little flour on my hands and a little on the cloth. They actually rolled really well on my cutting board at work, so I think I'm going to just give that a go also. Let's see how it goes on the cloth. I want to see. We'll experiment. because the cleanup would be a whole lot easier if I do it on here, but yeah, it's nice. It's just fine. So you start with one hand and then you're going to roll like this. They say get an 8-inch coil. Now, if you think I really measured it, there we go. Once you get a coil, you're just going to make a little circle like that. They're going to be very rustic. I think what I'm going to do is build up a little bit more gluten here. That's what needs to be done. You got the idea. It's going to work. It's very rustic. It's very easy. They're a delicious cookie. I am going to knead this a little bit more just to get it more elasticy. And this is not hard, what I'm doing at all. Take a little like this, a little piece like this. Get it in your hands. Make a coil. Let's see. Start with like that. And just roll it out. There you go. But certainly with baking, it really takes your attention and some time. You see, now it's so much better than when I just rushed right into it. And this has to do with mindfulness. So look how nice this is coming out. You gotta give your food your tender, loving care. So that's it. And you can just, a lot of the ones I've seen look something like this, like a figure 8. They call it like a bow tie. That I've seen. But a lot of them are just rings. And then that's it. Take it, do it again. It's so much fun. And then what we'll do is once I get the tray full of them, then I'm going to do 1 egg lightly beaten with a tablespoon of water, and then brush them, and then sprinkle them with some sugar, and then put them in the oven for 375 for 40 minutes, and at 20 minutes I'm going to turn them around. So with one hand, just start to get it warm. It's the day before Passover. Anybody want to know what I'm making? I'm making asparagus and leeks, braised and roasted. And then I'm doing a salmon with a crust of brown sugar, some paprika, maybe some dried mustard. And then I'm going to do deviled eggs also. And I got beautiful matzah, shmur matzah that they were giving away on the streets. And some kind of meringues. I'll do something for dessert. I'm going to just make some more cookies. So I'll be right back to put the egg wash on. Thanks very much. Hi, my friends. There you have it. And like I said, I've made, I lightly beaten 1 egg and put a tablespoon of cold water in here. Coat the Italian wine biscuits. And then I'll make a lightly scrambled egg after this. And I always have one of, this kind of brush around. Just wash it very well. Pour hot boiling water over it. And that's it. I hope you and whoever gets to watch this thoroughly enjoys it. I'm always happy to help, find good recipes and fun things to make and anything to really avoid food packaging waste, like the popcorn. Make popcorn. You don't need to buy it in a bag. And then same with cookies. It doesn't take a lot of time. I'm very lucky that I get to do this. And I do work too. Oh, let's sprinkle them with a little sugar. Can you see what I'm doing? That's it. A little bowl. And then just little sprinkles like that. Oh, we forgot the bird song. It's always something, Whoa, now it's really loud too. But if you have any questions, my website's really fun to look at. You can contact me there. There might be an opt-in. There might not be. I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure out how to do an email campaign. I would love that because I love my writing. And I think it would be a nice way to keep in touch and have you all forewarned for what I'm thinking about. There you go. Right into the oven. I'm going to note the time. So I hope you're enjoying this recipe for survival of Italian wine biscuits and helping to avoid food packaging waste. Hi, my friends. So it's hours ago now that the wine biscuits came out of the oven. Exactly 40 minutes. I turned them around at 20 minutes. That's a little bit dark for me, but I do, my oven definitely runs hot. But they're so good. We're going to have them with wine right now. This is the first time I made the braids. Yes. They're perfect. They last forever. I took that figure 8. Oh my God. So good. All organic. No food packaging waste. Not a lot of sugar. Genius recipe. 4 ingredients. It's fun to make. You definitely have to take some time to get the dough to work right. You'll see if you like it or not. Otherwise, you know what to do. Go find something you like to eat and make. Just don't buy it in a package. All right, my friends. Talk to you soon. Find me on Recipes for Survival. I'm trying to work on my newsletter. Thank you.